Hello. I did a video yesterday about David Bruce Bleak, and today we're going to have a little talk with his wife Lois to learn a little bit more about David. And this is a photo of him holding his Medal of Honor shortly before he died. And his quote was, "I wear this medal for all those with whom I served, who gave their lives or were never recognized for their courage." This is a citation as it read for David's Medal of Honor. Bleak, David B. Rank and organization, Sergeant, U.S. Army, Medical Company 223rd Infantry Regiment, 40th Infantry Division. Place and date.
How
How do you say that?
Maneri Gul.
Vicinity of Maneri Gul, Korea, 14 June 1952. Entered service at Shelby, Idaho. Born 27 February 1932, Idaho Falls, Idaho. GO number 83, 2 November 1953. Citation: Sergeant Bleak, a member of the medical company, distinguished himself by conspicuous gallantry and indomitable courage above and beyond the call of duty in action against the enemy. As a medical aidman, he volunteered to accompany a reconnaissance patrol committed to engage the enemy and capture a prisoner for interrogation. Forging up the rugged slope of the key target, the group was subjected to intense automatic weapons and small arms fire, and suffered several casualties. After administering to, I should have brought my glasses, this is small print. After administering to the wounded, he continued to advance with the patrol, nearing the military crest of the hill. While attempting to cross the fire-swept area to tend to the wounded, he came under hostile fire from a small group of the enemy concealed in a trench. Entering the trench, he closed with the enemy, killed 2 with his bare hands and a third with his trench knife. Moving from the emplacement, he saw a concussion grenade fall in front of a companion, and quickly shifting his position, shielded the man from the impact of the blast. Later, while ministering to the wounded, he was struck by a hostile bullet, but despite the wound, he undertook to evacuate a wounded comrade. As he moved down the hill with his heavy burden, he was attacked by 2 enemy soldiers with fixed bayonets. Closing with the aggressors, he grabbed them and smacked their heads together, then carried his helpless comrade down the hill to safety. Sergeant Bleak's dauntless courage and intrepid actions reflect utmost credit upon himself and are in keeping with the honored tradition of the military service. This is a photo of President Eisenhower awarding the Medal of Honor to David. And there's a video linked in the description of my prior video, and I'll put it in this one also, where you can see the ceremony.
Story they didn't include with the medal, but when he carried the wounded man back to the base and turned him over to them, and he was going back up that mountain despite the fact that he'd lost so much blood he almost couldn't walk.
Oh, wow.
And it took 6 men to dissuade him that he shouldn't go back and look for that. He thought there was another man up there, but there wasn't.
Oh, boy. And had you said something about one of his good friends that was killed in that accident?
Yes. His best friend was also a medic, and he volunteered to go on a tour patrol. And he was killed because there wasn't another medic there, and Dave never forgave himself. He said if he'd gone along, he could have saved his friend's life.
That's a lot of guilt to hold.
Mm-hmm. It wasn't his call to go with them.
Yeah.
He could have, but he'd been out all day. I guess he was tired, and he said, "Well, it's just a routine patrol."
Sure. Can I ask you, if we step back a little bit, how did you meet David?
Well, I used to live in DuBois, Wyoming, and when he got out of the service, he went up there and went to work because his brother was working there, and so I got to know him. He worked in a grocery store, and so I got to know him.
How old was he then, and you?
I was about 20, and he was about 23, something like that.
Was this before his service or after?
This was after. He went right in the service when he was 18.
18, yeah. I think I remember that on video, saying that.
But he was about the strongest man I ever saw, clerking in a grocery store. And back in those days, they packed all the groceries in boxes instead of having bags, you know.
Yeah.
He could carry a box of groceries in one arm, 50 pounds of flour on his shoulder, and open the door for you.
Wow. And you told me a story earlier about when the car broke down.
Oh, yeah. Did you want to go ahead with the military part, or you just want to...
Let's just talk about David for a little bit, then we'll get back up.
Okay, well, this was... He and his brother and his wife went with us on a picnic in their car and our car. And it was muddy. They went over a low spot, and it unhooked the gas tank and dropped it on the ground. No cell phones, no nothing like that. Too muddy to get a jack underneath that car. Didn't know what we were going to do. And Dave said, well, back away. Licked his hands, went over there and picked the back of the car up so they could put the jack underneath it. And this was not a small car. This was a big old sedan.
They were heavy back then.
Oh, yeah.
All metal. So he was a strong man.
Oh, he was so strong. He didn't know how strong he really was.
Yeah.
When I met him, he had a big gash. The first night we had a date, this big gash across the palm of his hand. And I said, that looks pretty sore. What did you do? He said, I was messing around. He said, I was sitting there crushing church keys in my hand.
Oh, my.
And one of them slipped.
Oh, boy. Wow. So all of his military action was before you met him.
Yes, it was.
And he suffered some injury.
He did.
And was that from that wound that he had?
Yeah, while he was carrying out the man was when he was wounded by gunshots in his leg. He lost a lot of blood, so that's why he couldn't possibly have gone back and got that other guy. He was weak enough that he was just ready to pass out.
Oh, yeah. And did that end up having him discharged from the Army?
Well, not because of the wound, but the war was tapering down by that time, and because he was wounded, he served the rest of his enlistment as a ward master in Japan in the hospital.
Ah, okay.
Dala. Oh, sorry about that.
That's okay. Hang on just a second.
And he didn't know anything about this metal. I mean, they didn't tell him all this stuff, but the people that observed it were the ones that reported it.
Yes, yeah. His the other people in his unit.
So he had already been released from the service when they said, "Oh, you've got to go to D.C. because President Eisenhower needs to see you." And
oh, how about that?
he couldn't figure out why. He said, "I was just doing what everybody else was doing, and I got caught."
Yeah.
But it wasn't quite like that.
Well, did I remember? I don't know if it was on a video or if you had mentioned about it, that he had some nerve damage or something.
Yeah, he had damage to his leg because of
the
gunshot.
Oh, from that gunshot. Yeah. Okay.
That bothered him all of his life, but he never did limp or anything. He just
No kidding. Just painful. So.
And he continued being so strong. He worked out here at the NR, the nuclear research.
Oh, okay.
For quite a few years.
And
they have a big building. When you drive by, if you look way off to the side, you can see a big silver dome.
Uh-huh.
And right next to it is about a 3-story building that they used. They had big pulleys way up on the top that they used to lift all this stuff up.
Oh, yeah.
And he was wandering across there, minding his own business, and they dropped a half a lead brick and hit him in the head.
Oh.
Knocked him down to his knees and got back up and went back to work. Couldn't have killed anybody else.
Oh, gee. Did he have a hard hat on?
No.
No. Oh, man.
He had a hard head.
Yeah. Gee. He was, from all accounts.
He was a Superman.
He was. And
we went to, when we were on our honeymoon, we went over to see his sister and sister-in-law, and one of the relatives came. They had some metal chairs, kind of like these ones in here.
Yeah.
Except they didn't have the arms. And one of the guys there leaned back like that, and the back of the chair just bent over. He said, "Oh my God, I'm sorry." Dave said, "Just a minute." So he went over there and he put his knee in the seat. Took hold of the back of the chair and straightened it back up. And went and sat down.
With the guy in it?
No, but
Oh, okay.
It was a big, heavy chair.
Oh, yeah, okay.
He said, "From now on, it's Mr. Bleak."
Oh, my.
When we were on the farm,
yeah.
The incident with the cow.
What happened there?
Well, we had a dairy, and it was a bad year for selling milk cows, and so a neighbor loaned us 3 heifers that he had that had just freshened, and he wasn't ready to sell them. He said, "You go ahead and milk them the next time around, and maybe they'll be better." And this one was terrible. She just tore the place up. She kicked him. So we were trying to put her in the trailer to bring her home.
Yeah.
And she just run past and just run past and just run past. Dave just doubled up his right fist and hit her in the side of the neck as she ran by and knocked her completely flat. She got up and shook her head and turned around and got in the trailer.
She learned her lesson. Oh, my. Wow. One of the things I think you mentioned also to me was that David had said some things about his medal. That
well, yeah, that's just like he said here. The medal was earned by everybody. He's the one that got caught.
Yeah. And he carried it
with honor. Always.
With honor, and then he turned it over to.
Well, after he passed away, he had already made arrangements that he gave the medal to that museum over there. Because he said it belonged to all the people in Idaho. It wasn't just his.
The Idaho Military Museum.
Mm-hmm.
And where's that located?
In Boise. Right next to the airfield. There's Gowan Field, which is the military, and that's where the museum is.
Okay.
They've got a particular
display
just for Dave.
Nice. Good. Probably tells his story and all.
It does.
Yeah. That's great. How old was David when he passed?
Let's see, he passed in 06.
06. And
He was
if I
born in
read
32.
32, yeah. So real
He was
quick,
retired.
yeah. 68, about 70.
He was in his 70s.
Yeah,
Fairly sure.
so, somewhere around there. Yeah, not good on quick math. Um, you also mentioned that although he was such a powerhouse of a man and really powerful, strong, that he was very gentle and
Oh, absolutely. Kids and puppies just loved him. They just swarm all over him. And,
that's
and
great.
having been a medic, he had a medical touch too. So
Yeah,
he was quite capable of bandaging or lancing or whatever it took.
yeah, that's great. Um, anything else you recollect in particular that you could tell us about him?
Well, they were always calling on him to be an honor at something or other.
Oh, like parades or
Oh,
things
yeah.
like that. Yeah.
Have him come and judge the cadets or something.
Uh-huh.
So he always did. If anybody asked him, he went. He didn't go with a puffed up
Yeah.
chest. He just,
Well, that's quite an honor to receive the Medal of Honor, but what's really incredible is his courage, that he just ran into the enemy basically barehanded.
barehanded and
Yeah. Smashed the two guys hard enough together, their
kill
heads,
them.
that he killed them.
Yeah.
And
And then he was the gentlest person.
yeah,
A puppy or a baby or whatever. I mean, he had the softest hands, and he could.
but he
He could put his hand. If he had a cow that was acting up,
yeah.
he could just put his hand on them, and it kind of charmed them, and they'd calm right down.
Oh, how about that?
He was magic.
But he was dedicated to his comrades. That's
Oh,
for sure.
Yeah, that's what. You go in there, you're all for one.
Yeah.
And being a medic, of course, that was even more reason.
Uh-huh.
Getting up here or not.
And this is Leon, correct?
This is Leon.
Leon, and
Bella.
this is Bella down here. Hey, Bella. Bella is part husky and
And part Corgi.
part corgi. And Leon
He's a
is
border collie.
border collie.
Miniature
Okay.
border collie.
Miniature. Okay. Good. Good. And I showed folks in the video, the prior video I did talking about David. I filmed it right there at your dog memorial in Honey's Park, and showed the list of your dogs, and there was a number of them. It was like 33, I believe.
I think so.
And
I've got a plaque over there.
yeah, there's
the ones
photos
that I had,
over
the
here.
ones that I had pictures of. I didn't always have pictures of them.
Let me see if I can go over here. I'm not sure that's not going to stretch. I'm going to. Oh, here. Yeah. Thank you. I'm going to go over here and just take a quick photo here.
For me, when I was 3, and I had a dog named Obadiah Rags. That's the first picture that was on there. You can't see it because it got slid down behind.
Oh, okay. But you've got them all names on here?
Oh yeah, they were all my pets.
Oh, there's Leon in 2019.
He's
He's
guy.
Yeah.
He was so skinny. He was living with some people that had a bunch of dogs, and he was so gentle that he wouldn't fight to get food, so they were starting to get him at that. And he saw me, and well, the night before, I knew I was going to get him, and when I was sleeping that night, I heard a voice in my head that said, "My name is Leon,"
Oh, yeah?
and it said it twice.
Well, then you knew what his name was.
So when they brought him in, they said he wouldn't answer to anybody. He didn't pay attention to anybody. And as he came in the door, I said, "Is your name Leon?" And he was on my lap.
Oh, how about that?
He's been waiting for me all of his life.
Isn't that great? I like some of your sculptures here.
Oh, okay.
Those are neat.
The bear is one that they gave him in California when we went to a convention.
Oh, oh yeah, I see the, let me see what that says. On the occasion of the 40th Infantry Division's 80th birthday, the men and women of the Sunburst Division bestow their deepest appreciation to Sergeant David B. Bleak for your extraordinary contributions to our sense of pride and patriotism. That is cool. That is really neat. That's a nice remembrance.
And we went to a lot. We went to a lot of conventions and a lot of meetings and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
And if anything had to do with young men wanting to go in the service or wanting counseling or whatever, he'd take forever, however long it took,
And talk to them.
to talk to them and tell them what they were getting into, and
Uh-huh.
they'd ask him about being heroic, and he said, I was just doing what everybody else was doing, and I got caught, which I'm not real sure that was completely true.
Well, I think
But a lot of
he
people
was
were.
definitely the exception. He was, so brave with doing what he did. Most people would be ducking, and he ran right into the
Well, he had
fray.
lives to save.
Yeah.
He didn't worry about himself. He'd have given his life at any one of those times to save somebody.
Yep.
Now his father he was in the First World War,
Oh, really?
and there were 8 boys in the family, and they all served. Every last one of those served.
Wow.
And his father, he had arthritis in his hands pretty bad,
Uh-huh.
and so it'd get to hurting. He'd lick his thumb and stick it in an electrical socket, and that helped take care of the pain.
Oh, wow. I've
I've
never heard of that cure, but a little electroshock.
It really helped. It cut down the pain.
Yeah.
Most people aren't going to stick their thumb.
No. Oh, my goodness. Lots of memories. Well, I really appreciate that you took some time and were willing to tell us about David. And
I'm so proud of Dave.
And
I
his-
can always talk about him.
yeah, he sounded like he was a great man. Not only in this is his papers.
Well, it's just a notebook.
Medal of Honor roll. Oh, that's, yes, very nice.
You can copy those later if you want to.
Well, since we're just doing it on the video, but this is this the paper where it told about him?
Right over here.
Oh, yeah. Local Medal of Honor winner remembered on March 25th. And this was a March 26, 2009 newspaper, the Arco Advisor.
That was when he passed away. That's his obituary there.
Oh, okay. That's his obituary.
Front page of the local paper.
Yeah. Oh, my. There's
And here he is
Salt Lake City.
receiving the medal from
President Eisenhower.
Said he had a pretty big neck. He couldn't get that
He
ribbon to go around.
was having a problem getting it on, huh?
It was with his mother and his siblings in D.C. when he received the medal.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah. Wow. Winners of medal were Sergeant David B. Bleak. Is this him while he was serving?
Mm,
It's kind of like a makeshift tent they've got
Yeah.
up, looks like. Yeah.
They even run a deal on television while he was stationed
Here's the
over there.
medal.
Some of them got together. They had to wash their clothes, and it was really hard. So they took a jeep, took it down and back, jacked it up, and hooked a paddle to it, so that when they turned it on,
Oh!
that would wash
Oh my!
the clothes.
Okay, this is the citation.
That's the citation.
Yeah. Idaho soldier given top U.S. medal. Eisenhower places medals of honor on 7 Korea heroes.
Mm-hmm. There's another one of
That's, yeah, yeah.
Here's the actual print of the citation.
Okay, yeah. This is what went with the medal, right? Wow.
And
This is,
when
there he is right there.
mm-hmm.
Is that him? Yeah.
They
Yeah.
gave all of those to those young men at the same time down there.
Muscular Sergeant Bleak of Shealy. I said Shelby.
Shelley.
It's Shelley? Okay, Shelley, Idaho. Is credited with killing 3 of the enemy with his bare hands and a bayonet while serving as a medical aid man. The president told him he had a pretty big neck.
Couldn't get the ribbon around.
Oh, and these are the other ones that received it at the same time. The other
Several
soldiers.
times when we went to convention, we got to see all 5 of them.
Oh,
There they
wow.
are at the-
Oh, yeah. Yeah, here they all are.
Mhm.
And of course, here's David.
Mhm.
Yeah, he was a big guy because these other guys all look skinny next to him.
Yeah. I forget what it was. Somebody kept bothering him
Oh, yeah.
and interrupting him and doing stuff, and there was a phone book there, and he finally had enough of it, and he just tore it in two.
Oh, my goodness. Oh. Interesting. Here's another. It was all the group.
Mm-hmm.
Is this was the ceremony inside? I think, and this was outside, or was
I
this?
think it was outside.
Oh, it was outside. Okay.
And the people around it.
All right.
And this,
Yeah, I see news cameras and all. Yeah.
Yeah. And this is the fellow who's in charge of all the medical.
Oh, okay.
I can kind of see
Wow.
how big Dave was.
Yeah. Yes. This is from the Department of the Army. And all of us in the Army Medical Service are indeed proud of your superb achievement in winning the Medal of Honor. The part you played during the hostilities in Korea in administering to and protecting the wounded men committed to your care is most certainly reflective of the highest traditions of the service. In winning the highest honor which the United States of America can bestow upon one of her fighting men, You have identified yourself with a select group of courageous men, but in being one of the few men of the Army Medical Service to win this great honor, you have become a member of an even more select group. Your courage and devotion to duty have been and will be an inspiration to all members of the Army Medical Service. Once again, may I offer my sincere admiration and felicitations on your superb achievement, and also wish you the utmost happiness and success in the future. Sincerely, George E. Armstrong, Major General, the Surgeon General. Wow. And yeah,
that's a plaque that's in the...
Is it what's in the Military Museum?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Army Medical Service winner of the Medal of Honor. Subduing the enemy with his bare hands, Sergeant Bleak protects the wounded committed to his care. It's showing him knock the two heads together. Huh? How he could muster up the courage, I don't know.
He just did. He was quite willing to die at any time for what he was doing.
And
he never even thought about it.
This is him with the Surgeon General and the rest of the command staff, I imagine. He is taller than everyone.
Yeah, he's 6'4".
Oh, here's a letter from the White House.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've been to the White House. We had dinner. We were always invited to any inaugural. We've only got to go to one, but I'm still always invited.
Nice. Oh, that is great. Dear Mr. Bleak, I want you to know how honored I was that you attended my inauguration as President of the United States. Your magnificent service to the cause of peace and freedom, as so eloquently demonstrated by the honor you have received, will be a constant source of inspiration and strength to me in the years ahead. Sincerely, Richard Nixon. How about that? And here's inauguration program. And here's David with a mustache.
That was on the farm when they came out. It was a magazine ran an article, and they took a picture of him. He never ever looked for the limelight, but he was always willing to stand up and back up anybody.
Be a representative of for the Army. Okay. War heroes summoned by Reagan. Bleak goes to Washington for memorial services.
We were always going. They were flying us somewhere or other.
For Arlington Cemetery.
Arlington.
For the unknown soldier.
We went to Korea twice for...
Oh, really?
For,
yeah.
Some sort of get-together. And he was the...
Bleak attends Kennedy reception. Day of the 4th Festival, slated in Idaho Falls. And here's right up in the beginning is about David.
You can flip those around so you can read them better if you need to. They're just loose in there.
Okay. Huh. Let me pull this guy up if I can.
They don't come from the top, they come from the bottom.
Oh. Yes. Yeah, let me get this one up so I can read it. This one was about Kennedy. Okay, here we go. Wow. President Eisenhower awards the Medal of Honor to Sergeant Bleak on 27 October 1953. Wow. I don't know, man.
I'm still invited to all of their
To the,
conventions, but
yeah?
they don't pay my way and I don't go.
Well, yeah, that'd get kind of expensive quick.
Yeah, real much.
Oh, cool. Here's David. And let's see here. Fremont County's Congressional Medal of Honor winner Dave Bleak is in Washington, D.C. this week. He is a member of the Honor Guard in ceremonies for unknown soldiers of World War II and the Korean War, being honored at Arlington Cemetery. Bleak and J. Bob Dwight, both the boys, are shown at the Riverton Airport. Huh. How about that? What's this one?
And everybody would come up and say, "Oh, you were so special," and he said, "No, I was just doing what everybody else was doing, and I happened to get caught."
Okay, he's buying a poppy there. That's cool. Oh man.
Star could just about come in. Now, after I pass away, all of this is going to be, I think, in threes. And this was back in Pennsylvania.
No, this is David here, right? He's got a beard now,
Oh yeah.
and he had the beard in later years of his life.
Yes.
And he's in Pennsylvania for a.
Well, they had a ceremony there where they were naming trees dedicating to various heroes.
Yes. Oh, cool.
And so.
Well, we're into these tree memorials, aren't we?
The same thing, I think.
Oh, and this is, yeah. Okay. Huh. That's nice. And that's the plaque that's for the tree.
The tree.
And that's David's tree.
That's right.
That is very nice. Thank you for sharing that with me.
That was my honor.
I love that.
Anybody that wants to know something about David, I'm ready and willing to take them. Tell them whatever I've got.
Well,
Now, there are 3 different museums that want his memorabilia, and so we're going to have to figure a way to we can duplicate.
oh yeah, to get it spread out.
There's a new museum over in Dubois, Wyoming, with a fellow that's got probably about all the money in the world, and he's built these several big museums, and he's got actual vehicles and arms and everything that actually were
from the war.
from the wars.
Oh,
He's
wow.
got,
And
Korea, World War II and Korea, World War I is one, and now he's just opened another wing, which is Vietnam.
okay. And you and David, well, David was originally from Wyoming, correct?
No, David was
Wait.
from Shelley.
Oh, yeah, from Idaho. But he moved to Wyoming at some point,
Well,
right?
his brother lived in Wyoming and worked for the REA over there.
Oh, okay.
So when Dave got out of it, the kids, they had a lot of kids, and every time a kid turned 16, he was out the door taking care of himself.
Yeah.
And so Dave worked for a while, and then he was drafted or volunteered. I'm not sure.
I think on the video it said he volunteered at 18.
I think so.
Yeah.
As soon as they would take him.
Yeah.
And so then when he got out of the service, he went back over because his brother was working over there still, and I was living in Wyoming at the time.
Ah.
That's where I was raised, in Dubois.
Okay.
And so I got to know him when he was clerking at the store.
So it was you that was originally from Wyoming.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so he was driving a truck, and he found out that I was living in Idaho Falls, and so he'd stop over to see me.
Uh-huh.
I had a couple of kids, and they just thought he was wonderful, and he thought they were wonderful. And so
Yeah.
that was about in probably March. We started going together, and we got married in October.
Okay.
And I was going to move to Dubois, and he said, "No, there's no future there. I'm moving to Idaho," and here we came.
Okay.
Lived in Idaho Falls quite a long time until we
Yeah.
got up enough money to buy a farm instead. We weren't city people, either
Yeah.
one of us, but Dave, by that time, was working out here
At the Idaho National Laboratory.
Yeah. He didn't have a high school diploma even because he quit when he was 16.
Uh-huh.
And so he went ahead and did some extra work and got his GED.
Okay.
And I don't know if you remember, they had a blow up out there. And 2 men were killed.
I don't remember that, but
And Dave was working out there as a janitor.
uh-huh.
But like I say, he didn't have the education to even apply for a job out there.
Yeah.
And because it was a pretty high count nuclear waste in there, why people could only go in for just a little while as they were cleaning it up.
Okay.
And so he got sucked into doing that. And somebody recommended him and said, "Hey, if you get your GED, we'll put you on." And so, like I say, when he started out there, he didn't even have a GED.
Yeah.
When he retired from out there, he was the head of a group of people. He was teaching people how to operate as they were taking down the reactor at EBR-2.
Yeah. How about that?
So he pushed himself forward and didn't just sat back on his
That's good.
coattails.
Great.
He went forward as far as he could.
And you said you had a dairy farm?
Well, sometimes we had a dairy, and we kept changing, trying to find a way where we could make a living. It wasn't a very big farm.
Uh-huh.
We had sheep at one time. I had some goats that I also used with the dairy because I'd feed the calves on the goat milk.
Yeah.
So then we could sell the cow's milk.
Well,
We had pigs at one time. And a lot of that time he was working out on the site, and I was running the farm out there. And then finally, when he decided that he was done, why we sold the farm to the kids and bought his house.
Oh, nice. Well,
And I think he had a good life. I think he enjoyed life a whole lot. He loved people.
that's good.
He never ever.
He was a pretty amazing man.
Absolutely.
Yeah. He was put in a place where he was meant to do what he needed to do.
That's right.
And then he spent the rest of his life being a good man, sounds like.
Good man. Absolutely.
Yeah.
He was the best.
Wow.
He'd do anything for anybody. They needed something, why,
Yeah.
here, take mine,
Wow. Thank you, Lois. I really, really appreciate you
Well, I'm so glad to
telling
have
us
somebody.
about David and just telling us about your life and David's.
Well, I
It's really great.
got pretty darn lucky when I met him.
Yeah, sounds like it. And if it's okay with you, I'm going to end this video by walking out here into your dining room and taking a little bit of footage of your African violets.
Oh, sure.
Because my mom always had African violets, and I always thought they were really neat that she'd do that. So I'm going to unplug you, but again, thank you, Lois.
It's been my pleasure.
I really appreciate it, and Everybody, thanks for watching, and I do hope that you'll watch the videos that detail David's actions in Korea. And you can see the one video where President Eisenhower awards him the Medal of Honor. Thanks for watching and have a good day. Talk to you soon.